is networking that important? And I'm going to tell you, actually, I don't think it is that important, because you can literally sit in a basement with no good network and develop your skills as an inbound digital marketer. And it's quite easy and make a gigantic killing off of that. And I know it sounds crazy and you're probably thinking, well, Edward, why don't you do that? Well, I'll say, you know what? That's what I'm doing. And it's working pretty well. And I came to New York and I learned, being in New York City, being back home in New York, meeting with the craziest, most impressive people at the biggest companies on the planet, that I didn't need to be here. I could have been back in Poland. I could have been back in Bucharest. I could have been back in Bulgaria. I could have been back in, I don't know, wherever there wasn't, wherever it wasn't one of the wealthiest cities in the world. And I could have been back there. And I didn't need to come to New York City. People overemphasize the importance of a network in 2023. Prior to 2023, very important. In 2023, I'm not so convinced. Having a good network is fun, and you can have meaningful, healthy relationships that make you feel good, but you really could sit at home all the time and work and just learn from your output and from the mistakes that you make. One of the pros of having a good network is you can get mentors. But I actually think if you are very prolific, if you are really putting out a lot of content, people will respect that, and you can get mentors just by being prolific. What this guy who I really respect, his name is Riley Brown. I've been following him on TikTok for a long time. He makes some of the best AI content on TikTok. This guy is an influencer in AI, total influencer in artificial intelligence. Been following him for a long time. He just started following me on TikTok. Why? Because I have put out a video every day since November 1st, and I haven't missed a day, and my quality has improved, and I've been figuring out more of a niche for the content that I'm putting out, and I've gotten better, and now I've gotten more high-level followers, people who just think my content is useful, and so they follow me. I like that. I like that meritocracy aspect of it, because you just work at it every day, and then, hey, wouldn't you know it, you get better. And then wouldn't you know it, that attracts better people. And then wouldn't you know it, it's just an upward spiral. It's a self-perpetuating upward spiral. The more good people who come into your orbit, the faster you improve, and the faster you attract more good people. And you don't have to be in a mega city like New York City in order to do that. So I actually think, I do these, I did this networking challenge, and I'm like, you should do a networking challenge. A lot of people should do a networking challenge. Networking is great. Meeting tremendous people is great. And a lot of people don't want to sit behind a computer or behind a phone and create a brand and just have a tremendous output of content. A lot of people don't want to do that. And people want to rub shoulders with billionaires and 100 millionaires and influential company leaders. That's something that people want to do. And I understand that. I really do. I understand that. But as somebody who has done that, and also as somebody who very frequently does not leave his house and just stays home all the time making content, I can say you don't have to rub shoulders with the influential people to become an influential person yourself. And it's a total misconception that you have to be in a big city like New York to make more money. You really don't. If you are comfortable sitting behind a device and you just believe in the process of getting better, I talked about that process yesterday. You believe in the fact that if you do something every day, you are going to improve. If you believe in that process and you stick with it, then you will improve. And then that'll attract the good people, and you don't have to be in one of those A-level cities in like New York or London or any of these places to attract talented individuals into your life. You really don't. And I really believe that. Now, if that's not something you want to do, then you should. Here's what I'll say. If that is not something you want to do, you should go hard meeting people. I am an obsessive person. When I do something, I do it all the way. That is why I've had so many crazy things happen to me, and I've done so many crazy things, because when I do something, I go hard with it. That is like my belief in life. If you're going to do something, then do it. That's it. If you're going to do something, then do it. You can try it for a little bit. Look, when I started on TikTok, I said, I'm just going to try this, but I did it every day. I said, I'm going to try it for 30 days and I'm going to post every day for 30 days. I think if you're going to try something, you should really try it. So do it every day for 30 days and see what happens. I found that I liked it. It was a habit that I developed that I didn't want to stop because I liked the feeling of expressing myself. And that's why I did that. But believe in the process. You don't have to be in a city like New York. I guess unless you want to like network a lot and get some huge network of investors. Even then, I talk about this a lot. I'm so not convinced. I have this debate with my friends all the time. And what we've all realized is you can build an incredible company from the middle of nowhere. And so the purpose of this episode is me saying, like, I know so many people back in Eastern Europe where I spent so many years, and they're like, oh, if only I was in New York City, I would make so much more money. That would be the case if you were an employee, though your cost would also be a lot higher. But a lot of these people are entrepreneurs and they just don't really know what's up. And they don't realize that they can teach themselves things, or they can do something every day and learn things. I'm such a huge believer of, like, it's not even like pull yourself up by your bootstraps. I hate that term. It's just like if you can find 30 minutes every day and you can do something every day for 30 minutes, you won't even believe where you'll be in a year. And I think there's a lot of people who can spare 30 minutes a day. I think a lot of people can spare 30 minutes a day to develop a brand or get better at a new important skill. That skill could be, I talk about search engine optimization a lot. It could be that. It could be you want to learn Twitter ads. You spend 30 minutes a day learning Twitter ads. You spend 30 minutes a day learning Threads, which just came out on desktop. I don't know if Threads is going to be huge. Actually, before this, I was going to record a podcast on how Threads was going to be huge. And then I saw that they removed the feature that connects followers between Threads and Instagram. And I don't know if it will be huge anymore. I think that was actually a huge feature that they had. If you followed someone on Instagram, then you automatically follow them on Threads. And I just tested it and I saw that's not happening anymore. And so I am not as bullish on Threads as I once was. Though the desktop version is pretty nice, Twitter's desktop version is way nicer and it's improving way faster. They just released so many new features to Twitter X. And so I'm not extremely bullish on Threads anymore. But again, you can spend 30 minutes a day learning something very valuable. Posting on LinkedIn. Spend 30 minutes a day writing a message on LinkedIn. Grow on LinkedIn. People don't understand consistency. Look, this is episode 51 of The Edward Show. This is a bit of a shorter episode, but I hope it was good. If you are listening from anywhere in the world, and actually I have a lot of listeners who are in low GDP per capita places, just know you don't have to be in a high GDP per capita place to be successful. And if you focus on one thing and you say, I'm going to do that one thing every day, you're going to win. I'm telling you, you are going to win. That is what the winners do. They pick something, they focus on it every day, and then they win. And you will win too. Episode 51 of The Edward Show. Thank you so much for listening to this tremendous, fantastical, amazing episode. I'm getting myself way too hyped. All right, I will talk to you all again tomorrow. Bye now.